In 1961, West Germany had no diplomatic relations with Poland. As a courtesy, visas were handled for West Germany by the American consulate. On April 21st, Jim Kowalski was called to the office of Tom Erickson, American vice consul.
Tom?
Hi, Jim. Sit down. Thanks for the time, Jim. I thought it wiser to see you rather than use the phone.
Was there anything wrong?
No, I'm just puzzled. Maybe there's nothing to it, probably isn't, but I can't get something out of my mind.
What is it?
Well, this morning, my office issued a visa to a Polish girl, Ericka. She has a brother in Frankfurt, dying. Here's a telegram summoning her.
You think the passport's a fraud?
No, I checked. The Polish government issued the passport. But you see, that's what troubles me. It's unusual for the Poles to give passports to young, able-bodied people. Almost unheard of. Why this girl?
You think they're sending out an agent?
Well, I thought I'd check with you. Maybe you might have something on file. Here's a copy of her passport picture.
She's pretty. She have any family in Warsaw? Relatives? Employer?
No, but there is one other thing. She knows a man here in the embassy. He escorted her personally through the consulate, hurried the visa through.
But diplomatic officials often do that. It's a show of courtesy.
This was not a show of courtesy, Jim. He was insistent, almost to the point of rudeness.
Who is it?
George Ellsworth.
Roy, Jim Kowalski. I want to send a message in code. Ben Waltman, security officer, American consulate, Frankfurt. Please verify identity, address, occupation. Klaus Rilke, reported dying, Frankfurt Hospital. Urgent. Thank you, Roy. Harry, you want to see what we have in the file on that woman? Her name is Rilke, and the address is on the telegram. Harry, has George been in the file room much lately?
Every night, until yesterday. Said he wanted to get all caught up before he went on vacation.
The message came back from Ben Waltman in Frankfurt the next day, April 22nd. No Klaus Rilke in hospital in Frankfurt. Name not listed anywhere. Suggest no such person.
Who? Jim Kowalski. Is the new leave roster out yet? You got it handy? George Ellsworth's going on vacation tomorrow. 10 days. Where'd he put in for? Frankfurt.
On the morning of April 24th, George Ellsworth checked into a Frankfurt hotel. A few hours later, Jim Kowalski arrived in Frankfurt. He was met by Ben Waltman, who advised him that Ellsworth was being kept under constant surveillance. Ellsworth and Fraulein Rilke returned to their hotel later that afternoon to find Wilhelm Frieda waiting for them. His identity and address were already being traced by the police. Frieda gave them the keys to his car, which he had driven to the hotel.
Who was that man down there? How did he know I was here?
Wilhelm?
Whoever he was, what does he know? What did you tell him?
Oh, Wilhelm is an old friend, George. He's the one who sent the telegram about my brother.
Don't you realize that if they find out what I've done and then they find us hit it? Who else did you tell?
George.
Look, I'm going to go back to Warsaw.
You want me to be ashamed? I am not ashamed. When you were lonely, you came to me. And when I needed help, I came to you. Why is that so wrong?
Wrong. I'll tell you what's wrong. It's what I did to help you. I betrayed a trust, Ericka, not only morally, but legally.
George, because you loved me.
It's a pretty poor excuse for a married man.
Oh, that's the reason, isn't it? It's your wife you're worried about. Not me or your job. It's her. Well, I've got her up to here.
Stop it! Listen, Erika, I'll help find you an apartment here. I'll pay 6 months' rent in advance.
so generous with money when you have no more use for me?
How could you possibly say a thing like that to me after what I did for you? I was a traitor to my country so you could have a passport to leave Poland. Now, isn't that enough for you?
George. George. Don't leave me. Please don't leave me.
I don't want to leave you. I don't want to leave you, but I have to. Just don't cry. Just please don't cry.
I was alone. I had no one. I told myself it will have to be that way. Why did I have to meet you? Why?
The preliminary report on George Ellsworth identified Wilhelm Frieda. It also included the license number and the description of the car Frieda had turned over to Ellsworth. The Frankfurt police had used the license number to obtain a photostat of Frieda's driver's license. But there were no facts indicating treason or espionage. The Frankfurt Telegraph Company traced the telegram to the office from which it had been sent. The original copy was on file, in the sender's handwriting. Kowalski compared the handwriting and signature to the signature on the photostat of the driver's license belonging to Wilhelm Frieda. They were identical.
Why did the Polish government issue a passport to that girl? Unless it was quid pro quo, payment for something.
From the girl?
No, they didn't do it for the girl. Did it for Ellsworth.
What kind of payment?
I don't want to guess, Ben. I gotta know.
It was April 25th. Jim Kowalski had 5 weeks to find out. He returned to Warsaw, asked for and received a private interview with the American ambassador. He revealed his suspicions and recommended that the security file be desensitized. Recommendation granted. He asked permission that a special camera be concealed in the file room. Request granted.
Okay, Harry. This'll pick up anyone sitting at the table.
I sure hope it works.
It didn't work. George Ellsworth returned to Warsaw on May 4th. He never went into the file room again. On the 24th, Jim Kowalski had one more meeting with the ambassador.
There's less than a week left, sir, and there's only one more thing that I can do to confront him with the girl and Wilhelm Frieda in Frankfurt. I'd like to have Ellsworth's orders change, route him to Frankfurt instead of directly to Paris. It's a wild gamble, sir, but I'm gonna have to take it.
Request granted. George Ellsworth's orders were changed.
They seem to be giving you quite a send-off.
Yeah.
When's your plane leave for Paris?
Well, I'm not going to Paris with Marie and the kids. I'm taking the midnight plane for Frankfurt. It's a change of orders.
Why Frankfurt?
Well, I'm supposed to meet with a protocol officer there. I suppose it's a briefing session with my successor. Listen, Jim, I'm not very good at saying goodbyes. I guess I'm the kind of person that doesn't like to let go of anything. Want everything for keeps. But I'm gonna miss you and Louise and the kids. Those ski trips and those cheeseburgers you make every Sunday afternoon. Well,
George, keep in touch. George, good luck.